Now recently, the Race Project dropped a remastered F1 2003 mod for Assetto Corsa. Now, I started to think, and wonder, where should I race these F1 2003 cars? And the best idea I had, because I'm a genius, was Miami. Now this is a sequel to a video I did about a month ago for the Australian Grand Prix where we raced the modern layout with the old F1 2008 cars, kind of comparing generations to see how things would work. And this is going to be interesting because these cars are very small, very light, very powerful, very loud, around a track that is very narrow and not very much suited to F1 cars of the current generation. We're now going to run through all the cars one by one. If you don't want to watch that, you want to get straight into the race, timestamps down below guys in the description, so go check those out. Toyota. We all love Toyota. They were extremely unsuccessful in Formula 1, but an iconic set of F1 liveries they left behind. Cristiano D'Amata, Olivier Panis, the drivers. We then go to Sauber, or Sauber Petronas as they were known back in the day. And it's interesting, right? Because the funny thing about this livery, it's almost weird looking at it now in, hindsight, but knowing Red Bull currently and Mercedes currently, this car had Red Bull and Petronas sponsorship on the exact same car, which is a pretty wild crossover if you're a new F1 fan. Anyway, for this team, Nick Heidfeld and Heinz Harald Frentzen, their drivers. Renault, second season in Formula 1 following on from the Benetton takeover at the end of 01. Fernando Alonso returns to Formula 1 after a one-year absence after driving in 2001 for Minardi, and Jarno Trulli is his teammate. McLaren. I love this era of McLaren livery. Don't get me wrong, McLaren have a lot of banging, incredible liveries, but I really did dig this one, especially with the car shape and car design they had around this time, of the season. But yeah, David Coulthard in his penultimate year in McLaren, along with Kimi Räikkönen, who at the time was very much still a novice and a hotshot after having a very impressive 2001, signed for the team 2002 following Häkkönen's sabbatical. And this, his second season, was the year he was finally ready for a shot at the title, and also the season where he won his first race. BMW Williams. Iconic set of liveries as well. From 2000 to 2005, very strong team combo. Almost criminal it didn't win a championship in those years because they had the package and the ingredients to make it work. Also had the good drivers. Juan Pablo Montoya, Ralf Schumacher, very successful, very established, but again that three-way fight with Ferrari and McLaren that year made it very tricky to win the title. Ferrari. Michael's sixth championship winning season and car. His teammate Barrichello, of course, a season which wasn't as smooth as 02 and 04. Much like 01 and 2000, it went down to the wire. Especially like 2000, Michael won the race in the last race of the season at Suzuka in a very close battle with Räikkönen, and the Williams were also outsiders for the title, but not as smooth, but still an iconic year, an iconic season, an iconic livery, an iconic driver. British American Racing, BAR, of course formerly Tyrrell, and then eventually turned into Brawn, and then we know as Mercedes, so the DNA still very much there. But BAR, a team with a lot of budget investment, however unreliability around this time was horrific for them. Jacques Villeneuve, their number one primary driver, the former champion of 97, alongside a fresh-faced Jenson Button, freshly signed from Renault. We now head to Jordan, piloted by Ralph Furman and Giancarlo Fisichella. Fizzy especially, of course, won the last ever race Jordan won in Formula 1 in Interlagos in 2003 after that insane changeable conditions race. Also, what an iconic livery, it has to be said. Minardi, the minnows of the Formula 1 grid, everybody's favourite backmarker. The last season of Jos the Boss Verstappen in Formula 1, Max's father driving for the team, alongside the late Justin Wilson. In hindsight, quite an iconic lineup, and the Faenza-based team still very much in Formula 1, their legacy still in Formula 1 in the form of Visa Cash App Racing Bull, still based in Faenza in Italy, the exact same spot as Minardi. We are driving in the Jaguar as the newly signed Mark Webber, of course, after that very impressive 2002 season starting out. Webber signed to a full-time Jaguar Works drive, and of course other drivers this season were Eddie Irvine and also Antonio Pizzonia. For the teammate this race is going to be Irvine, the former Ferrari driver, and yeah, that completes the grid. So with that said, let's get into it guys. 8 laps of Miami for the Clash of the Generations Part 2 F1 2003 Miami Crossover Edition. If you want to enjoy the video, then subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and more importantly guys, like the video. Let's try and smash over 1,200 likes for this one. That's going to be an ambitious target. Anyway, turn 1. Slowly but surely, everyone getting through, and we're up to 15th, so we've passed some of the back markers. We've got Irvine ahead of us, our teammate. Tires are stone cold, yellow flag, so here is the first bit of carnage. Well, it seems like everyone's got through relatively okay. Once we get some tyre temp, we'll be a bit more competitive. Another yellow, and that's a... Hello, Michael. How you doing, mate? Let's try that again. Hopefully, they behave. Anyway, rev her up, lights on, and let's get into it. Underway. Clean getaway. Down the inside. Nice and easy now into turn 1 through the middle. Split our teammate and the Sauber. The Sauber's still there, I can hear him. Oh, a lot of understeer. Tyres just so cold, especially offline. No grip. Yellow flag. Bouncing off the limiter here, just trying to hold on for now. Now the rears are warming up. Everyone this time getting through turn 8 beautifully. Right, now we're going to test the straight line speed. Here we go. Cosworth powered Jaguar versus, I believe, I want to say a Ferrari powered Sauber. Through we go. And now we've got our teammate ahead of us. And this is where I think these cars will actually be a much better fit for this track. All of this entire Mickey Mouse low speed narrow section where you can't have any racing whatsoever. Look at all the too wide. I mean, obviously this track model isn't exactly identical, but you get the idea. There's much more space. When you have a smaller car, you can fit 2 cars too wide, and also not just that, you can also just have better racing because these cars are like 150 to 200 kilos lighter than the current ones, which means you get better weight transfer and better change of direction. Meanwhile, up to P10. Fisichella back up the inside as we go wide. I've got the BAR on my left. As we head on to lap 2, tyres now up to temp. Going to get the run here on Fizzy down the inside. No idea where to brake, to be honest. We're kind of figuring it out as we go along. Fizzy's still there. AI actually surprisingly decent, which is good, refreshing. So P11 for now. In 2003, it was the first season the top 8 scored points, so that is going to be, or what I would like to be my target. But now we're going to find out what the AR's true pace is around it. As BAR up the inside. Here we go. In a dead heat. Let's use the straight line speed to pull ahead. Clearly we're running a bit less wing. You can also see in the first sector we're dropping back. Rear's getting a bit hot. Nicely done. We've got the apex as Fisichella overtakes Alonso, who seems to be going back. Look at this, into the chicane, around the outside of Alonso. Up the inside of Fizzy. Doesn't close the door. And we picked them both off. The AI in Assetto Corsa just as bad for the slow chicane as they are in F123. So at least the game's accurate to the official game. Down to the hairpin then. No idea where to brake. No idea what the AI are going to do. But we get through cleanly. A little bit of understeer on the way through. But only a place away from points. And you can just see the BAR battling with the Ferrari there ahead. Down to turn 1. There they go. That's Villeneuve. Is it against Schumacher though, or Barrichello? Is it a rerun of 97, or is it Rubens versus Jacques? I'd like to find out. Now we're starting to get a bit quicker. Finding a bit more pace now. Tyres are working well. We've got that downforce working for us. You can see now we're carrying some decent speed through here. This corner doesn't get any better, even with these cars. It still absolutely sucks. No idea where to brake or turn in. I think we might struggle with right rear temperature. Villeneuve clearing the Ferrari. Who is it? I think it's Rubens, yes it is. So Villeneuve passing Rubens. This is where we're pretty decent. Around the outside of Barrichello, carbon copy of the last lap. A little bit wide there, we outbreak ourselves. But we're into the top 8, and that is officially points for Mark Webber in the Jaguar. I feel like I might have said Red Bull once in this video instead of Jaguar. It's amazing actually how so many of these teams are still technically in F1 but just rebranded. Oh, okay, that's got puffed there by that puff of smoke. I thought it was a big crash or something. Somehow we don't lose out to Barrichello and we're still P8, so happy days. As I was saying, a lot of the teams still around. I mean, Jaguar, currently Red Bull. BAR, currently Mercedes. Minardi, currently Visa. Ferrari, obviously still there. Also, we got Jordan, currently Aston Martin. Off the top of my head, obviously Sauber, still currently actually Sauber. So, you know, 21 years later, still there. Same factory, same everything. Oh, okay, come on. Bit of a battle ahead. Williams obviously still in Formula 1. McLaren still in Formula 1. So everyone's still here. Everyone's still chilling. Toyota, the only ones that are actually not around and haven't been, you know, inherited in any shape, way or form. So I think besides Toyota, the entire grid is still here, which is pretty epic to see. Also, I forgot to mention Renault, of course. Currently Alpine. Were Renault very recently, of course, in 2020. So literally everyone except for Toyota is still actually here 21 years later, which is pretty insane. See a battle ahead there. I think that's Button and Schumacher going at it. Meanwhile, we're trying to have a look at this Williams. That's Ralf Schumacher, who's a bit wide. We'll have a look on the inside here into the S's. Get the switch back. Put him offline. Oh, contact. Ralf rejoins dangerously there. And look at this. Fisichella's back out of nowhere. So Fisichella staying in the fight. So we're going to have to try and repass. I will say that AI have been very well behaved though so far this race. Really enjoyable for an average track. Fisichella's still there. That Jordan's got a bit of grunt in that Ford engine. I think we're going to just edge ahead though. Into the braking zone. Just slowly turning in a bit earlier and cutting across to make sure we gain that place. So P7 on lap 5 of this race. And there's Michael Schumacher, who seems to be dropping back. Button has got past and got ahead and disappeared. So we might have a shot here at trying to get Michael. Let's see, we're looking pretty decent now. I feel like I'm running at a decent pace and clean air. Also, we compare the lap times, 1:33s. I wonder what they'd be doing this season. As a comparison 21 years later. We are running default settings, so medium tyres and I think 80 litres of fuel, which is a pretty full tank. It's not a full tank like the current cars, but it's a pretty full tank. Obviously these cars, no hybrid system, so they would burn through fuel a lot quicker. They couldn't do a full race on a full tank, it was literally impossible. Look at this, we're really catching Michael now though. Reeling him in at a rapid pace. If we can nail this, we might have a shot. Oh, beautiful, look at that. Really nice, and we have a brilliant left-hander as well to put Michael under pressure. Here we go. Ferrari versus Cosworth. We are so low on wing, look at that. We breeze past. Michael puts just enough space on the inside for us to go through, but that was pretty close to the barrier. And we move. Oh no, never mind, hang about. Michael's still there. Hello, sunshine. And he's still there. This ain't over yet. And he's still there. Around the outside into the chicane. And now we've got it. Schumacher not letting that one go without a proper fight, but P6 now on lap 6. So 2 laps to go. Let's see, maybe Michael might re-challenge into the final corner here with the slipstream. Either way, I'll let you guys enjoy the engine sound and a full lap of Miami. Whichever one is best out of the last 2, I'll let you enjoy. So let's get on it. Yellow flag. I must be ahead. Still a yellow floating around, and oh, we have, that's a Williams off, which does give us P5. Huge. So some form of an incident there. Contact through the S section could be similar to what Ralph had with me, but that's Montoya, seemingly out of contention. So top 5 for us. Can we chase down our top 4? And there we go, 1:30.9 personal best on the last lap. We did catch quite a bit, just a bit too far back, but they weren't that far ahead. I mean, look, Button actually caught up and battled for a podium with, I think that's Raikkonen, and they're at the front too. Literally, we was right there, not far at all. I think Jarno truly won the race, and David Coulthard in P2. So there you go, 8 laps of Miami. I actually surprisingly enjoyed it, to be fair. Once we got in the groove, you know, got it figured out, tyres started to work. Was a lot of fun. Let me know anything in the comments down below. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's go back to the garage. Well, there we have it then, guys. 8 laps, Miami done and dusted. Again, I'll leave the first one at Australia linked in the top right, so go check that one out if you want to see more of this type of content. Comment down below where next you'd like to see me do this. I'm thinking, for example, possibly Baku, but I believe this year that's quite late in the calendar, so there's more races from now until then which we might be able to do this with. So I'd like to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section on what tracks might fit this sort of concept. Either way, guys, down below you're going to have linked the car and the track along with my visual filters, so go check all that stuff out, linked down below if you want those mods, along with also down there you're going to have all my commissions, affiliate, discount codes, all that stuff. As always, a big shout out to the members of my channel, guys, for supporting all the content, all the comments, all that good stuff. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and let's go back from me.